I took this test and I tried all the templates, the strategies, the tricks and shortcuts. What I did in this test, I only attempted and skipped everything else. Since the changes have been brought forward, you need to make sure you speak relevant content. You cannot just use any template which does not make any sense. Next, summarize group discussion. This is something everyone is scared of because you have to speak around 90 seconds to 120 seconds. Now remember, do not use old templates, structures, outdated strategies whereby you have to just speak irrelevant content, and the result is alright guys, I took the PT test once again. This time the reason was just speaking module and I've just got my results. Look at the results. I have just taken or attempted the speaking module this time. And if you look at the scorecard after the changes using the same tricks, templates, shortcuts and strategies, I tell you, I have got 19 speaking and listening is 45. Why? Because speaking gives you around 35 to 45 points depending on your exam pattern. In the listening module, reading is 10, which is equivalent to 0. Let's say if you do not attempt anything in PT, still you will get 10 points. So 10 is the minimum you can get in PT. Same thing, writing is 10 as well. Now why I have taken this test? Ever since the changes have taken place in PT and human intervention has been introduced, a lot of test takers, students are confused, are worried that now it's very difficult to get 90 in speaking. What if a human checks my response? He'll never give me full points. To address this, I took this test and I tried all the templates, the strategies, the tricks and shortcuts. And the result is 90 once again. Alright. What I did in this test, I only attempted the speaking section and skipped everything else. Now let's go step by step that what did I do in each and every question type of the speaking and what you should be doing in order to get 90. First, remember this thing, it is still as easy as it was before, but you need to change your approach. You need to understand how the test works and what are the things you need to address to the system in order to get full points. All right. So let's start with personal introduction. Personal introduction, I just read whatever instructions were given on the screen. I did not introduce myself. I never told what I do, what my hobbies are, why I'm taking the test. No. Personal introduction is not marked. What I do is I use this to get a hold of the test. I just read whatever is written on my screen so that I can prepare for my read aloud. Next, I got 6 read aloud question types and I used one-line strategy here. One-line strategy is I just read 12 words from the given passage and clicked on the next button. One-line strategy worked perfectly for me. As you can see, I've got 90 in speaking. So if you want to read the full passage, you can do that as well. If you want to use one-line strategy, you can do that as well. If you're not really sure what one-line strategy is, I'll attach the link to the video where I've explained in detail that what one-line strategy in Read Aloud is. My primary focus throughout the test was on clarity. That is what I would request you to do as well. Do not focus on speed. This is what I always tell all my students, that do not focus on speed. Focus on clarity. Take natural pauses, speak naturally and prioritize your content and pronunciation. Even if you speak slightly slower or at a moderate pace, take natural pauses. You can definitely get your desired scores as well. Now let me show you what pace did I do, or did I read the read aloud in the test, so that you have a clear idea on how you have to attempt your read aloud. So if you see this read aloud on your screen, this is how you should be reading this. Schools host parent-teacher conferences 4 times a year and it is important for families to attend. This is your chance to meet with teachers and ask questions about your child's progress. It can be helpful to write down questions ahead of time. Speak naturally, take natural pauses and make sure you prioritize your clarity. This is what I did in Read Aloud and you can see the scores. Next, repeat sentence. I got 12 repeat sentences. Some of them were long and difficult as well. But I always tell everyone in, I've told this in my previous videos as well, that I've got 90 13 times, 19 all the modules, right? And every time I go for the test, I mess up repeat sentences. I'm never able to repeat 100% of the sentence because sentences sometimes are very fast. The accent is so thick, you're not able to understand it. What you need to do, you need to be calm, composed, understand the sentence, and as much as you remember, speak it clearly and confidently. I focused on repeating 70 to 80% content, but with clarity and in a flow. That's what I did. Out of the 12 repeat sentences, I spoke 8 to 9. I did a good job, but 3 to 4, I was, bit loose on the content side. I just repeated around 60% of it, but I spoke clearly and confidently. Repeat sentence, understand the sentence as much as you remember, speak it clearly and confidently, and you will definitely get your desired scores. Next, describe image. Can you use the template in describe image? I've told you, since the changes have been brought forward, you need to make sure you speak relevant content. You cannot just use any template which does not make any sense. Any template which is not making sense or which is not relevant to the image you have been given, if you use that, unfortunately, you're not going to get your desired scores. What I want you to do is, you use a structure that first you introduce the title, then tell what's on the x-axis, what's on the y-axis, explain 2 to 3 elements, and then conclude. Use a structure, but don't just speak random sentences. All right, speak around 30-35 seconds in a flow, not too fast. Take natural pauses, focus on your clarity and content relevancy, and you'll be 100% fine. Let me do one describe image for you as well. So let's say if you get this image in your test, this is how you do it. The given bar graph provides information about the cost of living comparison across cities in Sydney. The x-axis shows different cities, which are New York, London, Sydney, Tokyo, and Paris. However, the y-axis shows monthly cost of living, which is 500,000 and 1,500. New York is around 2,200, whereas London is the highest, which is around 3,300. Moreover, Sydney is just 3,000 and Tokyo is below 3,000, which is around 2,600. Moreover, Paris is the lowest, which is around 1,500. The highest one is London, whereas the lowest one is Paris. Overall, the image is about cost of living comparison among or across different cities. Now, what did I do here, right? I spoke incorrect content as well. You do not really need to be 100% accurate. Trust me, I got random images as well in the test, a map where I was not really sure what's going on. I just spoke whatever I felt is relevant to the image. They just want to check your speaking skills. They just want to make sure that you speak relevant content even if you're not 100% accurate. Look at the image, introduce the title, explain what's in the image, conclude, go around 30-35 seconds, focus on clarity, speak in a flow, you will definitely get your desired scores. Do not use templates where you have to repeat the same sentence again and again, or where you have sentences which are not relevant or related to the image in any way. You're not going to get your desired scores that way. All right. So this was describe image. I got around 6 images. Then I think I got 2 Retell lectures as well, right? Next was Retell lecture. Same strategy. I wrote down whatever was going on in the Retell lecture or in the audio. Then once the audio started, 35 seconds. Structure, dash was the main topic of the lecture, or the lecture was about this. Firstly, one sentence, furthermore another sentence, moreover, however, additionally, to add on. Just use connectors. Don't just say the lecture was about this. Firstly, he mentioned a very important point, which is just one word. If you just add keywords here, if you just speak keywords in Retell lecture, things are going to be difficult. I want you to use sentences or phrases if you want to get your desired scores. Relevant content, even if you're not 100% accurate, that's fine, but you need to be relevant. You need to make sure that if you have less content, you repeat the same but in different words. Do not focus on your speed. Do not try to go too fast, and focus on clarity. 35 seconds in a structured manner will definitely do the job for you. Next, answer short questions. I got 6. 4 I was sure about the answer. 2 I was not really sure. In that case, I just repeated the question. Answer short questions. If you're not really sure about the answer, just repeat the question or the main keywords from the question. You will be fine. Next, summarize group discussion. This is something everyone is scared of, because you have to speak around 90 seconds to 120 seconds, and it can be difficult. But the key here is to just speak calmly and take natural pauses. If you will try to speak everything in a single go, things are going to be very difficult, right? First of all, make sure you take the notes neatly in an organized manner. at the same time understand the discussion. Whatever discussion is going on, there will be three speakers. Understand what the discussion is going on, take down notes. Okay, once you have taken down notes, you will have enough content. The audio goes on around 3 minutes. Once the recording starts, start with the title of the discussion. What first speaker mentioned this, add 2 to 3 points. Second speaker mentioned this, 2 to 3 points. Third speaker mentioned this, 2 to 3 points, and then provide a conclusion. Let's say you have taken down a lot of notes. Now you're not really sure whether first speaker mentioned this or second one. No one cares, doesn't matter. Just relate or attach 3 points with the first speaker, 3 points with the second speaker, 3 points with the third speaker, and conclude. You will be fine. Priority, again, you have to focus on your clarity, not your speed. Speed is not important, trust me. Take natural pauses, but make sure you're clear. Let me do an example for you. I've already taken down notes. I'll show you what speed do I go at and what strategy or the structure I use for summarize group discussion. The discussion here was about group projects and how difficult they can be when you have a lot of team members to finish group projects. Firstly, the first speaker mentioned that in my group project, I feel I have to do all the work. He also stated that it is quite frustrating as I feel I have to do all the work. Moreover, he also elaborated that group projects have been frustrating for him since the start of semester 1. To this, the second speaker responded that it is easy to finish a group project if you sort out your roles and responsibilities in the beginning. The second speaker also mentioned that you can use different online tools to distribute the duties. The tools include Calendar, Google Docs, and Trello. The third speaker also interfered in the discussion and mentioned that you should be dividing the task in the beginning so that there is proper communication. The first speaker said that yes, this was my mistake that we never communicated. Now what I'll be doing is we'll be sharing short weekly updated. Now what we'll be doing is we'll be sharing a short weekly update to keep everyone on track. After that, one of the speakers mentioned that you should not be afraid to speak up if the group project is not going as per the decided agreement. If you feel things are not going right, you should be talking to the professor, who can in some cases allow individual grading. This can help you to complete the time. This can help you to complete things on time and set a clear plan. From next time, what you should be doing is you should be using online tools and set clear plans. Overall, they finished the discussion by mentioning about better communication, setting clear plans, and using online tools such as Google Docs. Now, I have taken a lot of notes and I know what the discussion was going on. This was the main topic of the discussion. First speaker mentioned 3 points. Few of the points, honestly, were incorrect. Whatever I've spoken are not correct piece of information as compared to what they actually mentioned in the discussion. But no one cares. I'm still speaking relevant content. Even if there's human interference, no one will check if you're speaking the right thing or you are 100% accurate on your content. They will just check if you're 100% relevant. If you are, you will definitely get your desired score. So this is what I focused on in summarized group discussion topic. 3 points by first speaker, 3 points second, 3 points, around 3 points by third, and then a conclusion. And that's all you need to do. Go around 90 seconds, focus on clarity, speak in a flow, take natural pauses so that you do not run out of breath and you get your desired scores. Next, I got to respond to situation. It's pretty easy. You have to just speak around 30-35 seconds. Just read whatever the situation is given on the screen, and then just say the situation presented here. You can start with the greeting as well, because in response to situation question type, you have to address something and talk to someone about something. So you can start, hello, whatever the name is. The situation here is about, just tell what the situation is. To address this situation, we should be focusing on this. Moreover, the steps which should be taken are this, and then you just finish up. Thank you. I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you. I look forward to seeing you. Whatever closing salutation you want to give, you can do that, or you can use this template as well. Just keep it short. Make sure you speak something relevant to the situation you have been presented. You can use this template, which you can see on your screen. At the same time, you have to focus on clarity here. Go around 30-35 seconds and you'll be fine. This is what I have prioritized in my recent test, and this is what I'll really request you. Speaking is still easy. You need to make sure you speak relevant content. You do not focus on speed, you just focus on the flow. You go at a slow pace or a moderate pace, but speak in a flow. For example, if I'm speaking this way, once you have picked a general topic for your paper, you need to come up with a thesis. Now, I'm not going fast, but I'm speaking in a flow. There's rhythm in my voice. That's what you want to do as well if you actually want to get your desired scores. So this is what I did. My main focus was clarity, relevant content, and speaking in a flow. And I have got perfect 90. And if I can get 90 so many times, I am sure you can do it as well. Just understand what the test requirements are, what the system is looking for, address the same, and you'll be fine. So this was a speaking experiment, and if you do well in your speaking module, you can score up to 45 points in your listening, which is almost 50% of your listening module. So I really want you to give your 100% in the speaking module, so that along with speaking, you get your desired scores in the listening and you get your desired scores in the PT test as well. Now remember, do not use old templates, structures, or outdated strategies whereby you have to just speak irrelevant content and you feel you'll get your desired scores. This is not going to work in PT academic. PSN has updated the system and we have made the changes to our website as well. If you practice or use any of the templates which are banned by PT on Language Academy's website, you are going to get 0, and the same thing will happen in the actual test as well. If you want to see if your strategies, your methods, your techniques are working or not, you can just go on languageacademy.com.au and practice and see what scores you're getting here, what scores you're likely to get in the test, and what are the things you need to work on, so that you do not repeat the same mistakes which you're repeating here and you get your desired scores without wasting your time and money. You can practice the same on LAPT exam practice app as well. That's it from this video. I hope the video was helpful. If it was, do like, share, and subscribe. That helps the channel to grow and that helps the video to reach the right audience as well. If you want me to cover any other topic, let me know in the comment section. And now if you want to practice, just go on languageacademy.com.au or download the LAPT exam practice app. I'll see you in the next video.